Olá, boa noite, tudo bem? A gente vai começar agora mais um ciclo de bate-papo entre a dança e outros saberes. Hoje vai ser um pouco diferente, certo?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, PJ.
Well, good evening to you.
What are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's early in the morning and my eyes are still closed, but I'm doing fine.
Yes, I can see it. We're
Good
just
morning.
waiting. We're just waiting
No worries.
for 3 minutes because we're waiting for the people come.
Yes, I think I have a few friends watching, like Ia, I think, is watching. And I think your friend watching also. I saw her Instagram just a while ago. So hello to them. Good evening to
Professor
Mary
Mary?
and good morning to Ia. Yes.
Yes, she, uh, she's my friend that helps me in English.
Ah, that's why. Okay,
Uh,
perfect. Good morning. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes. Uh, Boa noite, pessoal, tudo bem? Hoje o nosso bate-papo vai ser um pouco mais diferente. Hoje o convidado, ele é das Filipinas, é um bailarino, coreógrafo e diretor. E hoje vai ser essa mescla entre o Brasil e as Filipinas. Então, fica aqui com a gente. Qualquer dúvida, escreve nos comentários que eu posso tirar algumas dúvidas sobre o que ele está falando, tá bom? Não vai ser sempre, porque na verdade esse vídeo ele tem a ideia de traduzir depois para a gente ter mais esse acesso ao conteúdo que está sendo falado, tá bom? Então, fique aqui com a gente, que vai ser bem legal, tá certo? Sorry, I was explaining that it's a different live because it will be in English.
I
So,
can understand Brazilian, but I don't. I know Jenga.
what is it?
But I know Jenga. That I know from capoeira.
See, yes, I know.
Yeah,
Jinga,
yeah, Jenga. Okay, there you
Jinga,
go.
Jinga. You know capoeira?
I've tried some sessions and I enjoyed myself.
Oh yes, it's very good.
Very good,
Um,
yeah. I loved it. But I
so
have to change the instrument. Yes, yeah, there we go.
mm, the audio sometimes I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Should I speak louder? Does this if I speak loud? I'll get my other earphones. Wait.
É, E eu queria aproveitar para dizer o muito obrigado aí para Mariana, que me ajudou nessas 2 semanas de intensivão de inglês para me ajudar nesse bate-papo com o PJ, que é o Instagram Profis Mary, que ela tem aí, ó, 2 semanas direto, todos os dias, para que eu consiga arranhar no inglês para conseguir falar com o PJ. Fizemos aqui alguns roteiros para me ajudar, mas de certo modo é sempre pelo encontro que a gente vai perceber essas novidades, essas surpresas, tá bom? Beijo, Mariana. I was talking about thanks for for Mariana, because she helps me a lot for this
English.
for this moment. Yes.
Because it's very good.
Yes. So we go we going to start this chat. Yes, chat. Now. So are you going to introduce to talk about my work and who I am, and after I will talk to you about I will say.
You can do it. You can do it. Breathe.
Yeah. Yes. So I have a script, so it's it's better. I
You
wrote
can do it.
something. I wrote something that I will read now.
Okay.
I'm Julius. I'm a professional dancer and teacher for 13 years, but I've been dancing for a little longer than that. I'm also a photographer, filmmaker, singer, and nowadays I work in the digital market too. I was born in and raised in Brazil, in the state of Rio de Janeiro, where is Sugarloaf and Christie's tattoo. Do you know it?
Oh, I
Sugarloaf,
do.
Sugarloaf and Christie's tattoo.
Too.
Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, the statue.
Statue,
Statue.
yes. Sometimes I cannot
Yeah.
speak.
That's okay. That's okay. But you're doing great. You're doing very well.
I live in a city called Macaé, which
Makayet.
is yes, which is 3 hours from Rio de Janeiro city. This series of lives on Instagram is called Cycle of Chat Between Dance and Other Knowledge. It's the same Ciclo de Bate-Papo entre a Dança e outros Saberes, which is made daily since March of this year. Each each live has different themes and guests with the focus in dance. So, in this last Monday, we celebrated our 50th live, and I
Wow.
proposed yes, and I proposed that
Congratulations.
thank you, and I proposed a challenge, which is a different chat. That's
Okay.
why I invited you, PJ from Philippines, to be with us. And the principal challenge is the English language for me. I'm very insecure about this, but I want to do it anyway. I'm so grateful that PJ accepted my invitation. Thank you very much, PJ.
Thank you for having me. It's a treat to be here.
The topic of our chat today is dance in Brazil and in the Philippines. And Philippine. Why this topic? This topic is because I'm half Brazilian and half Philippine. My father was from the Philippines, and my mother is from Brazil. For some years, I have been getting closer and closer to my Philippine relatives, the Philippines culture, and the dance community there. I have met PJ on Instagram,
Mhm.
and I have been watching his wonderful work. Yes.
Thank you.
That's why I thought this would be a great opportunity to get together dancers and artists in the some place to discuss how is dancing in Brazil and Philippines. Okay.
Wow, very good.
I finished my introduction, and now I will ask you, PJ, to introduce yourself, taking about your career, about the beginning until now, please.
Well, good evening to everyone. A special mention to Jude Kuna because she just said, "Welcome to Brazil." me. Yes, it's nice to be in Brazil even via Instagram. I've always
Yes.
wanted to go to Rio de Janeiro. Did I say it correctly? You say it differently. How do you
Yes.
say it?
Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro.
Yes.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Okay.
Rio.
So I've yes, but yes, it would be wonderful. I would love to come. Going to Brazil though is hard from the Philippines because I think we still have to pass through the United States before going to Brazil. There's
Yes.
no direct to South America, sad to
Mm.
say. So maybe one of these days. I'd love to see the dance there. It looks like it's so exciting. If you've had so many interviews every day, how many people are dancing in Brazil? That's amazing. Um, I'm Filipino. I was born and raised in the Philippines. I do have some Spanish blood, but that's far away already, which is why I don't look very Filipino. Uh, I started dancing after university. It was just because I didn't like to work in the office, but my teacher liked me and he offered me a scholarship to their dance school, and they required me to take ballet, jazz, and modern. I did not know I would love it so much that I became a dancer and I joined Ballet Philippines at the age of 26. At 29, I went to Germany. Uh, on my third year, I got injured with a knee accident with a bike. I flew, and after that, I decided to come home. And so I've been in Manila since 2014 again. I'm well, I'm good. My knees are healthy, and I can still dance again. So I'm
Mhm.
happy about that. And I started a career in choreography when I returned. And last year, I started a dance company as well. So this is where I am now as a dancer and a practitioner. Yeah, I hope I was
Yeah.
doing well and slow enough so you can understand everything.
Yes. Thank you.
No,
Uh,
I talk fast sometimes.
yes. uh, sometimes Mary talks to me on WhatsApp about some word that maybe I cannot understand, and she texts me on WhatsApp some word that maybe I cannot understand.
What word is this? What word?
um, for the bicycle bike that that
Yeah,
that, that you said that about the bike, so maybe I yes it.
yeah.
um, um, First question, I would like to talk about parent,
Parents.
maybe
Okay.
parent. Yes, maybe sometimes in Brazil, um, it's difficult to the parents understand that the artist is a good way to to be a professional art or
Mm-hmm.
professional dance. So, did your parents support your decision to be an artist?
Yes, I was fortunate. I was blessed because my parents supported me. When I decided to quit work, I asked my dad to help me and support me for at least a year. And he said, sure, go ahead, do what you want. Take 1 year, figure out what you want to do with your life. And and then I decided to become a theater actor and then a dancer. And he was like, you know what? I already saw that in you. Even in high school and college, I was very active in school activities, and I would dance at school, sing at church, things like that. So he was very supportive, and he wasn't surprised. It's like that's where you want to be. So I'm very fortunate there, but it's not normal. It's
Yes,
not normal here in Manila as well.
it's not
So
normal.
yeah. How about your parents? Your dad's Filipino, right?
Yes, my dad was Philippine. My dad and my mother, my mom, um, they supported me. Then I was because I started an artist in nine. I forgot this in English. 1999.
1999.
Yes, 1999. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Um, and I started with the music. I with sing. I I
Okay.
learned to sing, but when and after I started to dance, and about 2007, I started to be a professional dance. But when I began a professional dance, my mother, my father, maybe okay, but it was a hobby, and
Okay.
now maybe you could, mm, maybe now you cannot be a professional because how about the money? So
Yes.
it was very hard. But now my mother understand about my profession, and
Okay.
now he support me. Um,
Wonderful. Jude had a
Julia,
question. Yeah.
yes.
She asked how I felt after. Of course, I was crying. I could not dance for 4 months.
Oh,
I was in a cast for 6 weeks and then a second cast for another 6 weeks while I was in therapy. And it was a hard time, but I was fortunate that I was in Germany. They had a good health system. So I was well taken cared for. And, yeah, I was so happy to dance again. But even when I danced again, I was scared. Like, would I break my knee again? Would it, would I injure myself? So I was rehearsing a lot my choreography to make sure that I could dance again. And then I injured my other knee in 2015 also. That was hard. So it's it cannot be avoided even if you're super in shape, fit, and if you have good technique, things still happen, like a biking accident or a slip on the stage. That's how it happened for me. I slipped again this a second time for the other knee. But if we want to dance, we'll find ways. And that's what I've learned. Of course, it hurts, but we still keep doing what we can. Yeah. It's like those
yeah,
athletes, that get injured and then they have success stories. Like they can perform again at athletic levels. I think it's really the mind and the body. If the mind and heart wants it, the body will do things. And that's why we're dancing.
yes. The uh, Sometimes I think the same because the mind is very necessary to be healthy,
Mm,
and to think that it's possible that uh, before you can dance, the dance happens in our mind and our word
mhm.
inside of us. So it's very good
Yes. I
to think.
actually think in our mind there's the subconscious, and the subconscious actually dictates a lot of what happens, in our
Yes,
bodies. Yeah.
yes.
When
Uh, another question. Is your source of income exclusively from dance nowadays?
Well, yes, primarily dancing. Uh, my income is mostly as choreographer, director, and teacher. And I dance once in a while now. I've focused on choreography. Even if I want to dance, it's hard to do choreography and be a dancer in the show. So, so I've been very fortunate to do things. Yes.
Yeah. Uh, Nivea talks.
Nivea, hi Nivea Jorge. I saw a few videos in your Insta. You have classical technique. What kind of techniques do you explore? Ah, that's a good question. Thank you so much. Yes. Shall I answer it?
Yeah.
Well, I started as a jazz dancer. That's how I started because I got into dance because I wanted to do musical theater. And it's okay. Your English is fine. I love it. Thank you for your question, Nivea. Um, I started as a jazz dancer, and my teacher was like, okay, if you want to be a better jazz dancer, you have to study ballet and you have to study modern. So I was taking ballet class. I was 21 and my classmates were 11 years old. And I'm like, how to ton do? And then I joined uh, the studio. In the studio, we also learned, aside from jazz, ballet, we did Graham, we did Horton, and we also did release technique. And then eventually I went out of the company and I also learned folk dance, um, contemporary, limon, improvisation. But I would say my forte is in contemporary. My home
Yeah.
my home is jazz. My favorite is ballet,
Mm.
but my forte is contemporary. I really love ballet, but I started late, so I don't have the best lines. So, it's really
Yeah.
hard.
I know.
Yeah, so there. Like to get that arabesque, especially nowadays, the competition for ballet is so different. Like the technical level required to be a good ballet dancer is so high because you've got great dancers already. So if you really want to be a good ballet dancer, you have to invest or at least start at an age where your body can do it. My
Yes.
pleasure. Yeah.
uh, Next question is, what are the pros and cons of working with dance in Philippines?
Pros and cons. Cons? There's not much money. Just like anywhere, there's not much money. The
Yeah.
government support for dance is very low. How is it there? Does the government support dancing?
Um, Not exactly. The
Okay.
government support dancing. That did you ask me?
Yes. I'm asking how is it in Brazil? Here, the government is like we don't need art so much. So the budget for arts is very bad. Yeah.
The same in Brazil. This government doesn't support artists anyway for nothing. Just the artists in Brazil um, are thinking very different movement to
Yeah.
try to change this situation, but
Okay.
it's very hard to change it. But we can get uh, we can win. No, we just I forgot
Yes, we
this.
can win. We can win. We can win.
We can win some movement that we try to
Hmm.
change it.
Yes.
Um, Ju,
Yes. Hi, Ju. Yes, sir. She has a question. You started dancing. I'll read it for you. You started dancing at the age of 26, 27, which is considered a bit late here in Brazil. Was it hard for you at the beginning? Um, I moved to Ballet Philippines at 26, but I started dancing at 20, almost 22. 22. Yes. I joined Ballet Philippines at 26. I moved to the school at 25. But that's, it's hard to start late. It's really hard. My competition were younger dancers all the time. But the nice thing about when you're older is that you've got more to share. And I think that's why the best dancers are mature dancers because we've lived life. And there's this word, I love this word, gravitas. It's I think it's Latin. It's not English even. Gravitas. And
Yeah.
gravitas is about the weight that comes with age, like gravity. Like gravity, when you talk of gravity, gravity on the earth that grounds us. So the older you get, the more gravitas you have because the more experience we have. And because of experience, what we do on stage is more influenced. And I think this helped me as a dancer that started late. So even if I did not have the same body as the younger dancers, I could express more and be true to characters. And I think this is the most important thing we can give. Like dancing is beyond just a tondu. An arabesque is an arabesque. But how to use the arabesque in sadness, in joy, in strength, in fragility. I'm throwing English words at you. So I hope it's okay. But yeah, that's it. Gravidade. Gravidade. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, gravitas. And that I think helped me. And if you really want to dance, you know how it is. It's hard even if you're young. Even if you started at 9, you have to work hard to get to the top unless you're like super, super, super gifted, like Sylvie Guillem or somebody like that, you know? But everyone had to work hard. I don't think there's been a dancer that didn't have to work hard. We all have to work hard, I think, as a dancer.
Yes, and you told many things that I believe in the dance, in contemporary dance, because in contemporary dance I think that it's not so um, so so hard to think that you have to 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 uh, to a great tendu and a great arabesque. No, so you must to understand what your body can do, and you just
Yes.
change another way, but with um, a natural way that your body can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's how I work with the dance, with the contemporary dance. So
Yes.
you you can be uh, uh, uh,
You could,
martial art, a martial art. I forgot this name. Okay, forget it. Okay,
well, we can
anyway.
maybe Mary translated for you. In Portuguese, correct? Brazilian Portuguese, correct? Yeah.
Yes. So the next question is
Thank you for the question. And
another
she,
question.
no, I know I'm just saying thank you. And she's so sweet. She said, I'm gifted. Thank you. I think we all are.
Uh, Mary's.
Ah, there we
Uh,
go. She's helping us.
can you read for me?
Okay. PJ, I love your concepts. Can you tell us an example of an exercise you use in your rehearsal to achieve technique and soul together? Wow, that's that's a hard question. What I do is discovery. So I love to experiment in the studio with my dancers. And I really ask them to be real and truthful more than impressive. because as dancers, we try to impress always. When I say impress, we have to show off. We have to show that we're the best. We're so good. We can jump higher, turn higher. And it's the ego. It's the ego. So I ask my dancers to put the ego aside. We all have big egos. That's a given. My ego is super big. So when we go to the rehearsal hall, I'm like, okay, everyone put it outside. We don't need it. We need truth. And that's where I come from. So it's about being pure to movement. It's so hard to describe what an exercise would be. One of my favorite exercise for dancers is to breathe. That's it, because most dancers forget how to breathe. So if I have a dancer who's lost, I ask them to connect to breath. So I ask them to stop doing, to breathe first. So you can do like an internal breathing, like breathe through the nose, exhale through the mouth, which is very yoga. I'm sure Profi Marys knows this. And you inhale all the good juju, exhale all the negative. And I ask them to do that first for about 6 to 10 breaths. And then I ask them to go into the choreography without adding anything or connecting to a character. And that for me is one exercise that helps connect to an internal with the external. Among others more. I've done theater techniques. There's theater of cruelty, which we did, Grotowski technique, and that's hard. So it really goes into the dark, deep recesses of your soul. Like, yeah, you need to go to pain and everything. And it's dangerous to use it in the studio because you also have to make sure that after rehearsal, you have to close close all the anger and give it resolution at least, because the dancer could bring it to the outside world, and that's dangerous. So the rehearsal hall for me is the exciting space. Okay, we use what's real for the dancer, and then we give them, okay, you're okay, it's okay, you can still live, life is good, and then they can go out again.
Yes, in Brazil, I did some class about this technique, Grotowski. Yes, it's so hard, it's so dark. How did you say? How you said?
Cruel.
Yes, cruel. But sometimes it's good to some create, to some to know about who I am. Sometimes it's good, but to do it in all the rehearsal, maybe for me it's not good because my body is I feel that closing, that my body I feel that he's closing if I do it in all the rehearsal. So
it's really dangerous. That's why I don't use it all the time. Like, I only use it for extreme circumstances.
Yes.
Not all the time, because it's really hard on the dancer and the artist. So there also has to be, you have to take care of your artists as human beings. That's our responsibility as choreographers and directors, especially nowadays. In the old days, it's another story. In the 70s, directors were like, I don't care art. But now, it's like we have to take care of people.
Yes, in Brazil, it was the same.
How is it now? How is it? Are choreographers still mean or cruel like in the old days? Not anymore.
Depends, because maybe I think that it was common with the ballet because
Okay.
in the past many teacher of ballet was very, how can I say, cruel with
Yeah.
the with in the classes, and nowadays I think many things was changing. Many things was
Mhm.
changing. Yes, changing uh, because because we have a mobile that we can recording what is cruel, and maybe the parents will go watch and okay, no, my son and my daughter cannot stay anymore with this situation
Okay.
with the
Yeah.
cruel. Maybe many things is changing in Brazil too, but it's not cruel anymore. I think it's not common.
Anymore.
Yes.
Good. Beautiful.
Uh, and the next question is, uh, what are okay? How is contemporary dance in Philippines?
Oh, it's exciting. It's really exciting. Right now, there are so many choreographers, and with each a unique style, and it's beautiful. I mean, a lot of my friends have been doing work, and lately, the our audiences have been more receptive. There are more people watching. There are more people going to the theaters and the studios. But sad to say, COVID happened, so there's a bit of pause on performances, and everything is online. But I'm happy to see that the dance community here has come together, especially the contemporary groups.
Oh,
It's There's a better community for the contemporary dancers here right now, and it's amazing that we've come together to share. We
mhm.
have more conversations now. We meet once or twice every week on a Zoom meeting to talk about how to deal with the situation, how to keep creating art, how to keep dancing, how to make money. So it's really a beautiful time despite the circumstances.
Um, it is an inspiration for me because in Brazil, I don't know if some artists are doing the same that you are said, because it's very good way for this situation that
Yes.
that in that contemporary dance community are is can
United.
be united. And in Brazil I in Rio de Janeiro I can Mariana, Mariana, did you hear about it in Rio de Janeiro? Because I did not hearing about the same movement in Rio de Janeiro. I don't know, but it's a good way.
Yeah.
Good, good, very good, very good.
Very nice. Like now we have a group, and I also think it's because one of us started it. So my dear friend Rosam started contacting all of us, and we're like, okay, three people started working together, and then there became more, and then it became five, and then became six, and then now it's a huge community. Everyone, yeah. And your friend says you're doing it through Instagram. See, look at that. It's a start.
Yeah,
Maybe you
yeah.
can maybe you can have a Zoom and invite everyone for one time and have a program and just talk about uh things.
It's a good idea.
Hard though because there's like 50 people. It's hard to have a conversation, but if someone moderates well and knows how to let everyone have a voice, it's beautiful.
Mary's talking.
Yeah. I think it's not happening a lot here in Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, me too. I
Then maybe you can start it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very nice. Another question is, um, what are the influences of contemporary dance in your country?
Mm. Well, I'll have to say that our country loves pop, and the influences of contemporary dance is not as massive as we'd like it to be. But it's the same for, I think, any country. Contemporary dance has always been on the fringes, and it's always been a rebellion of the popular. It's just like how Graham started as a rebellion against the popular ballet, classical ballet. I think contemporary dance has always been a rebellion, and I don't think it will be as popular as before. And when it becomes popular, newer contemporary dance will happen. The postmodern, avant-garde, whatever you call it. I think people will always posit something other and something new in response to what is current and what is uh, out there. So that's where I think contemporary dance is. Yeah.
Mm, 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 mm. How is your creative process in dance?
Haha. It's changing. I've always seen myself as a storyteller where the story is at premium and it's always the first thing I do when I get to the studio. Make sure the story is clear. But in the last 3 years, I've changed. I like going into the studio not knowing where to go and then discovering something in the studio that becomes a narrative or a story or a concept. And this is where I am now. So my work has been that way. Even if I have a story, like I did uh, a one act on Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, you know, where the man wakes up as a cockroach. Sorry, I'm holding up the light as well. He wakes up as a cockroach in bed, and he's like, "Oh, I can't move. I'm a cockroach." You know what cockroach is?
Cockroach. Oh,
Wait, let me
Mary.
Google. Let me Google. I'm doing it now. Uh-huh.
Cockroach.
Cockroach. Yeah. So he wakes up and he's a cockroach. This is a German book.
Ah,
Cockroach.
cockroach is an insect.
Yes, there we go.
Okay. La,
Yeah. Wakes up.
cucaracha.
Cucaracha. Yes, cucaracha. So he wakes up as a cucaracha, and so they're like, that's the story, and it's about pressures of
Cockroach.
society, all that. Yeah. So I made a one act about that. So there's a story, but everything we broke the story down and made new stories in the studio. So that's what I enjoy. I enjoy that. Yeah. Is
Yes.
dance? Jude has a question.
Um,
Dance taught in schools in your country? I mean, elementary, high schools. Yes, it is. There is a module in school that they have to learn basic dance. I think basic ballet positions are included. Like I studied it as a kid. I had to know first position, second position, third, fourth, fifth in school. But that was just like 2 months in all of school. So just like 2 months. That's it. What's barata?
cucaracha.
Cucaracha. Yeah. So that was the ballet. So we tried to create stories that were founded in it. Like, what is cockroach to you? It's ugly. It's so we explored ugly. We explored smelly. We explored other things. So things like that. There we go.
Uh, yes. In this year, I started my company, my contemporary dance company.
Yes, I
Yes,
congratulations.
it is very hard to create for another artist. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I always danced solo, just dance alone.
Mm-hmm.
But in this year, I changed my mind, so I need to share with another artist. So it's very hard to create, very hard, because
Mm-hmm.
you need to share with another one, but sometimes they cannot understand. So it's necessary to change your create. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll create. So just change it and all the time.
Yes.
Your your create. It's just begin. Just begin. Just begin to start the create and something like
Yeah.
this.
I think the best word to describe it, I think from what you're saying, is evolution. There is evolution in the creative process. So you come in with an idea, but because there's another idea, so it's like science. You have two molecules. One molecule, second molecule come together, create something new.
Yes,
Evolution. Something new with another thing. So it's like you with your dancer. You come together and then it has to create something new. That's
yes,
that's I love it. It's my favorite part of the rehearsal. I love
yeah,
discovery. And you're like, oh, that's amazing. And then you hold on to it. And then the next day, oh, not so amazing. What's this amazing today? Let's find something until you discover what's good for the show. So, or the piece.
yes. I'm feeling the same.
You can do
uh,
it.
um, uh, is is there any uh, is there any specific dance from Philippines that you could talk about? Do you practice it?
Well, yes, I do. I do. Do you mean folk dance, like Filipino folk dance? Yes. There's this favorite style that I love. It's like they're on a boat. These are people that live in boats. They're the Bajau, and am I correct? The Bajau. I can't remember the term exactly. You could say Bajau, but we have to check it. Um, they live in the south of the Philippines, and they live on boats, and their dance is done on the boat, and it's so relaxing to do, and it's all about imagery. Like what I'm doing now is the flower, and then out of the flower you have the snake, and then the snake is attacking. So things like this. So this is like a Filipino folk dance, which is very Asian because a lot of the Asian dances is very imagery. Like there's a water, and the water comes in, and then the water comes out, and then it comes up, and then it comes down, trickling down, things like that. So that's very Asian, I think. Uses a lot of hands. Legs, you hardly move the legs because you're just standing up like that. That's it, mostly. And then you can move to the side, move to the left, but it's really in the hands, things like that. And then you can do things. So there, that's a small demo on the small screen. It's called Pangalay. I
Pangalawa.
learned it, Pangalay. I learned it in 2008. We had a workshop. And ever since, I've been including a few of the elements in my choreography. So I've added it to my contemporary style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I I look out. I look out something about Pangalay. It's a
Mm,
Muslim
yes,
uh,
Muslim.
Muslim dance. So it's very good. I very nice dance.
And it's very relaxing. Every time I do a class, it's just relaxing. It's not pressure. You're not pressured to be. Unlike in ballet, perfect fifth. I need perfect fifth. Yeah, give me triple all the time, clean right and left. You know, in Pangalay, it's just like, shh. I love it.
Yes, me too. So we have just
In
10
Brazil,
minutes. What? Can you
in
repeat, please?
Brazil, in Brazil, what aside from capoeira, which I also do and I love, I use some concepts in my class also. You know, even the music,
Yes,
something.
yes. I know that the capoeira. Maybe it can be. Maybe it can have another style of capoeira. I know that capoeira has two styles.
Okay,
One is one of these is a movement on the floor and small movement and um, without a big movement that's
okay,
very spectacular movement. Big.
okay,
And another one is called, the first one is Angola, Capoeira de
okay.
Angola, and another
Yeah,
one called Capoeira Tradicional. That
yes,
the second one is very uh, big movement and spectacular movement, and it's very fast.
yes.
And yes, and sometimes it's very dangerous because it's very fast,
Mm,
but is the most popular the second one because
yes,
uh, uh,
that I've tried.
yes.
I've tried the one I tried. Yeah,
Yes, but I rather the the
Angola.
the Angola. Yes, because my body is very focused and I can move on the floor very with the
Agility. Yes,
agility. Yes, and maybe you can try it in Philippines. You can find someone that teach
it's possible.
capoeira de Angola because it's
Jog-
I think it will um,
Mesh. Mesh. It will mesh.
yes, yes, with your dance.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it will be very
Okay.
interesting.
I will look for
Yes,
that. That I can look for. Yeah.
yes.
Uh,
Um, there are a lot of folk dance all over Brazil. Yes, a lot of. And um, in Rio de Janeiro has um, jongo, coco,
Jongu. Okay.
jongo, coco. In Brazil has a lot of dance, folk dance. Maybe I will send
Yes.
to you some dance. It's very good. Uh, the music, the clothes.
Jude says like Axe and Maracatu. Are they
Axé.
Portuguese or before Portuguese?
Uh, what?
Before Portugal came. Like, are these
Ah,
dances pre-Portugal or
after.
after? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, samba, samba. I love samba. Samba no
Yes.
pe. I've done samba no pe also.
Yes.
Yeah,
Some. Look.
I did some workshops on samba when I was younger. I enjoy it.
Yes.
I add it in my jazz class sometimes. We'll do
Yes.
the batucada. Batucada, 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 batucada. Oh, I love it.
Marcelo the Dois. I heard. I listened you when you gave the classes.
Ah,
Marcelo
yes, yes.
Marcelo d dois. A procura da batida perfeita.
Sorry, I did not. What's that?
A procura da batida perfeita. The music that you.
Ah, yes, I use
Yeah.
them. Yeah, I love them.
Yes, funk
I,
too.
yeah. What is funk?
funk is the style of music from Rio de Janeiro. I will send.
Okay. Yes,
It's,
okay.
yes, do you know it?
I don't know. Maybe I do. I can't say because I don't know. Like even the artist, you said Profetea, and I'm like, who are they again? Because I never, I mean, I read it differently. So when
So
you say, even when you said Rio de Janeiro, I think you mean Rio de Janeiro.
so we have just 4 minutes.
Okay.
Uh, uh,
What do you want to talk about? You can do it. Your English is very good. Don't
uh,
stress. Breathe.
Ma-
Yeah. Just
Mary's
breathe.
helps me a lot. Yes, thank you. So
Yeah.
I need how can I say? Uh, um,
Well, thank you to Mary and to Ju for the wonderful questions and for helping us in this interview. That I can
um,
say.
final final considerations.
Final words. I
Yes,
don't like
final
final
words.
words because I think nothing is final. I'm just going
Okay.
to leave everyone with the joy and dance, and that I hope I see you all in Brazil soon.
Yes, of course. And
I hope
I
you stay safe. That's it. If anything, I hope you're all safe and well, and that we survive this pandemic.
yes. Um, Thank you so much, PJ. I'm grateful about this chat, this conversation. Thank you for accepting my invitation. Um, I'm so I know that the English is very difficult to me, but I was accepted this challenge, and I think I'm feel very very good, very nice, very grateful for this moment. So
Yes, you
thank
did
you.
very well.
Yes, thank you, Marys, too, for helped me with class with the English class. So thank you a lot. Thank you, and thank you, Jude. Jude is my I forgot this student dance student.
Yeah, student, you're
Yeah,
correct.
yes, yes. She she's very
So,
good.
oh, and Joel also was here from the beginning to the end.
Mary comes here. Can you
Yeah,
read?
so
Could you read
we will.
better?
Maybe we should end with Batucada. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Very
Thank you,
good.
thank you, Julius. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Student.
Student. I think
Yes.
her English is very good. Yes.
So we have just 1 minute. So I forgot to do something. Um,
You have to teach me a Brazilian word, maybe. One
yes.
Brazilian word I should know forever.
Uh, mm, Obrigado. Maybe you know it.
Obrigado. Yes, I do know it.
Obrigado. Até a
Obrigado.
próxima. See you later.
See you later. Até a próxima.
Yes.
Cool.
So thank you, and we have just 20 seconds,
We're
and
counting down. Should be dancing if we win.
yes. Have a
That's how
good
we go.
day. Good morning.
Yes. And good night to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.